If, like me, you spent much of last week drooling over all the shiny new bikes at the EICMA show in Milan, now could be a good time to think about the importance of decent anti-theft security. As regular viewers know, I've always had this thing about locks, and I did a review of my unnecessarily large collection earlier this year. So when Hiplok reached out to me recently with their brand new angle grinder resistant disc lock, I just had to take a look. And in this video, I'll show you why their MD1000 is my new go-to lock and why it has superseded the ABUS Sledge 77 that I've been using for the past 10 years or so. So iGhost 2605, if you've got your cappuccino at the ready, let's make a start. So, capitalizing on the success of their angle grinder resistant DX1000D lock that I reviewed back in March this year, Hiplok have just announced the next logical step in the fight against motorcycle theft, the angle grinder resistant disc lock. Now, of course, disc locks aren't quite as versatile as big D locks because they only allow you to immobilize the wheel and prevent the bike from being rolled away. With a D lock, you have the option of attaching it to a piece of street furniture, either directly or via a chain. But disc locks are much easier to carry and quicker to attach to the bike. And as all insurers and theft experts will tell you, the best anti-theft device is the one that you actually use. If you can't be bothered to get out your D-lock and chain because you'll only be in the shop for 2 minutes, you're probably better off carrying a decent disc lock like this. And this is the first area where I think the MD1000 is the new reference, at least for me. It really is very practical and easy to use. I thought the ABUS, I never know if it's ABUS or ABUS. I thought the ABUS Sledge 77, that's been my go-to lock for as long as I remember, and that I reviewed way back in 2019, was perfectly fine until I started using this new Hiplok and realized that the ABUS is actually quite awkward in comparison. When the lock is hanging down on the brake disc, for example, the keyhole is located at the bottom, which means it's more difficult to access. The pin is spring-loaded, meaning that it's one extra thing to hold into position when you put the lock on and turn the key. And you have to turn the key through a full 180 degrees as opposed to just 90 degrees on the Hiplok. And the rubberized outer sleeve has become a bit sticky and dirty over time on my ABUS. I've tried cleaning it with various products, but I can't quite get the original bright fluorescent yellow back. And you also need to use a reminder cable, which is fiddly to attach both to the lock itself and the handlebars, especially if you have wraparound handguards like I do on my Tiger. Now, you're probably saying to yourself that I'm clutching at straws and that none of these negatives is particularly bad, but in practice they do all add up to make the ABUS just that little less easy to use. And of course, perhaps most important of all, it's made of hardened steel rather than angle grinder resistant composite of the new Hiplok. Now, I'll come clean, I haven't tested the Hiplok with an angle grinder personally, but Sole Secure have given the MD1000 their highest diamond rating, and I've seen other videos on YouTube of people attempting to cut through the MD1000, and they do seem resistant enough. So what do I mean by resistant enough? Well, it's the paradox I referred to in my review of the Hiplok DX1000 versus litelok X3. If they can pass what I call my neutron star test, then they're good enough for me. Suspend the rules of physics for a moment. Imagine that you could somehow make a lock out of neutron star, the toughest, most indestructible material we know of in the universe. Nothing could even scratch it, angle grinder, nuclear bomb, nothing. Admittedly, it would weigh about 10 to the 15 kilos, or about as much as a large mountain, so not ideal for slipping into your tank bag, but at least your bike would be theft-proof. Or would it? See, beyond a certain level of theft resistance, a lock's strength becomes largely academic. The thief will just cut through the brake disc. A new one costs between, 100 and 200 euros. So yes, the Hiplok MD1000, for me, is strong enough to persuade the thief to move along to the next bike. I did pick up on a couple of negatives though. One downside of the ingenious, very easy to use reminder tag is that an owner of the same lock who's lost their tag could theoretically come along and steal yours, or someone could just remove it just to get some kind of sadistic pleasure in the idea of you riding off with the lock still attached. Second, the 12mm pin makes for a very strong lock, but it also means that it's too big for a smaller brake disc used on some bikes and scooters. It won't fit my Honda ADV 350 scooter, for example, so I'll still be using my Urban with its 6mm pin for that. It does slip onto my Tiger 900 very easily thanks to the large 21-inch front and the ample clearance between the brake disc and the rim, but we also tried it on the more usual 17-inch front wheel of my friend's Honda NC 750X, and while it went on no problem, the smaller wheel diameter does mean that you have to angle the lock slightly to clear the rim as you put it on, and it wouldn't fit on the rear wheel of either the Tiger or the NC owing to how the hubs are designed. The final negative, I suppose, is the price. These are not cheap at around £180 or €200, but quality never is, and you do get 3 keys, 2 magnetic tags, one yellow and one black, a carrying pouch, and the choice of a black or fluorescent yellow lock body. I went with yellow as it's more conspicuous, which I think is what you want for a deterrent. Hiplok do offer a standard hardened steel version of the lock at half the price, the MDX, although this is only available in black, comes with only one magnetic tag and no carrying pouch, and of course is less resistant to an angle grinder attack. So it is pricey, but to be fair, it's still cheaper than similar locks from Abbas and Squire, and to sweeten the deal for viewers of this channel, there is a code in the description that will also get you a free Z-Lock combo as well. If you've never seen one of these, think of it as a reusable zip tie with a reinforced steel core. Very practical. I've been using them for years to attach my helmets to the bike at a restaurant stop, for example, or when I nip into a shop. They're very light and easy to carry. So before I give my final thoughts on this new MDX1000 angle grinder resistant disc lock from Hiplok, a word on lock maintenance from a lock nerd. I would strongly recommend, whichever lock you use, that you invest in a bottle of graphite powder like this to lubricate the keyway and locking mechanism inside. Now, I only lubricate my locks maybe once a year, but if you often leave yours exposed to the rain, for example, it will need lubricating more often. In any event, do not use WD-40. I know that's what many people do, but it's not good for the lock. You see, graphite is a dry lubricant, whereas WD-40 is primarily a solvent that leaves an oily residue, which in turn attracts dust and grit, which can then gum up the pins and the tumbler. Graphite, being dry, does not accumulate debris, and it also performs consistently across wide temperature ranges, whereas oil can thicken or evaporate. It remains effective for months or years, whereas WD-40 offers only short-term lubrication. There's also a corrosion risk. WD-40 displaces water initially, but can later trap moisture. Graphite is inert and non-corrosive. Think of it this way. WD-40 is great for freeing up a seized lock temporarily, but graphite powder is to be preferred for maintaining smooth, long-term lock operation. So in conclusion, Hiplok have given us a premium disc lock that offers a very high level of security with a clever design and excellent build quality. It's also very easy to use, compact and portable, weighing around 1 kilo. It's much lighter than a heavy U-lock, and it easily stows in a tank bag, jacket pocket, or maybe even under the seat of your bike. I say maybe because modern bikes have less and less under-seat storage. I really like the thoughtful design and clever engineering. The outer case is nice to hold with rounded corners and a resin type outer shell that's easier to manipulate than, say, the sticky rubber or cold metal you have with certain competitors. I suppose the best way to describe it is that it's a bit like handling a very thick iPhone. It's just nice in the hand. You get 3 coded keys, a carry pouch, and 2 magnetic reminder tags. The bright yellow version in particular offers a clear deterrent, and the integrated reminder strap with strong magnets is a stroke of genius. Downsides, as I've said, it's not cheap at around £180, €200, but what price, peace of mind. And Squire and Abbas are charging even higher prices for their top-end disc locks. And at the time of filming, you can also get one of Hiplok's super practical Z locks thrown in for free with the discount code in the description. Check your brake discs before ordering though, as the 12mm locking pin does require large-ish holes to fit through, but again, this is common to all big pin disc locks. In conclusion then, the MD1000 is my new go-to disc lock, and now this review is finished, this particular lock will be spending the foreseeable future in the tank bag of my Tiger. Let me know in the comments if you found a unicorn motorcycle lock. Remember the discount code for this one in the description, and as always, thanks for watching.